Female do up fair by 5% of the jail people in England and Wales, yet they are more than potential rather than men to reoffend. Why doesn't jail job for female and which is creature made to enhance outcomes for them? This recent date, I was taking into account a bin bag of my material. The doorway close over me, and it was above. Yet not one helps you on the external, and nobody who hasn't been via it can though start to know. In 2011, Lisa consumable 3 months in jail for her participation in a scam. In spite reception a comparatively brief depository verdict, the effect was lifetime changing. Off of her daughters, she surveyed her abilities as a mom and her psychological public health began to worsen. I hadn't requested to see my girls while I was within since I didn't wish to put them via how while I got down. There were several days I couldn't collecting the girls up of high school since I knew parents were speaking on me. I had scare attacks fair walk to the shops. I got paranoiac. One day thou been within, he's love yours reason goes behind while you low weight it this walls are in yours chief, he's the worst rather than meeting in yours cage. On to the female in jail mercy. 84% of female incoming jail in 2017 devoted a nonviolent crime, frequently for crimes such as identity theft, processing kidnapped consumer goods and non-payment of justice taxation. As a impact, they are potential to get shortened sentences, that teaching includes shown connection to high rates of reoffending. Lisa believes the reality she was in jail for a question of months play a portion in the absence of supporting she acquired. Though the commanders told down there was not lot they could do to assist me since I wasn't in for length quite, she told. Women inmates are as well more than rather than 2 times as potential as men to paper needy psychological public health assist. Criminal Reformation Mercy. The Howard League says female expense for 1 in 5 of all incidents of personality injury over stick. Jail is a adverse expertise for everyone, but it is especially painful for female, says its head execution, Francis Bend. They characteristically include more than facility as necessary rather than men. They are more than potential to be victims of misuse, and more than potential to include been condemned for abusive associated to their operation by a affiliate. Or as female are lot more than potential rather than men to be initial carers of family, they are disproportionately struck by a brief jail verdict though a few weeks in guardianship can be quite to reason a female to miss her work, her household and her family. Judiciary Secretariat David Gawkey told in June how women offenders are frequently among the largest sensitive of all. Testimony obviously shows how setting female in jail can do more than damage rather than nice for community, lack to cut the loop of reoffending and frequently escalating already hard household occasion. It has utilized plans for 5 society imprisonment and instead of will test 5 housing centers help female in narcotic rehab and conclusion job. Female centers can reach which imprisonment cannot, work in some organizations in the society to provide how female are taking into account the supporting they requirement and managed off of criminality, told Ms. Bend. Jail does not job. Yasmin Akhtar had been in a forcible wedding and tested to get her own lifetime up she consumable 2 year at HMP Duck room for narcotic ownership in intention to delivery. While I was in jail, my household would speak everyone how I was work off since they didn't wish to person the stigmatization down. There was a lot of embarrassment, creature Asiatic and the at first female in my household to go to jail. Down there was a side of silent. The 43-year-old now planned for Birmingham's internship facility to assist some women prisoners. It rest a reduction reoffending association in programs specifically for female. While I was in jail, I felt the freest I'd always felt, since I'd been captured in my wedding, in my lifetime external down there was consulting in jail that helping me. But several female didn't wish it or answer to it so. He's a lot to take and several are incapable to do how direct off. How's which done me wish to assist some female while I got of rehabilitation female via methods some rather than guardianship is thing Marie Claire O'Brien backs. The ex-inmate, who serviced 14 months for challenging die by hazardous drive, told the key is putting in services to assist female on produce. I didn't trust how I honored a other opportunity, told the 37-year-old, who had treatment and rehabilitation at HMP email. I had to job via how in the supporting of the human beings about me. But for lot female upcoming out of jail they don't include whatever love how web at all. Jail can job for several female, I'm evidence to how, but for human beings who include devoted cheap level offenses, he's not ever equitable to put them via the expertise. Ms. O'Brien has with set up the new sheet lead, that plant in ex-woman inmates through the Western Midlands to supporting them in occupation. She added, I trust possessing so run and so funded imprisonment is essential, but so is putting in the rehab of female so their whole lives are not fair fully certain by their period in guardianship. The MOJ told its woman perpetrator policy will assist us supply the top probable outcomes for female placement, more expressiveness on society regulation, and cut the price of woman abusive. But time the go to discovery housing centers has been welcomed. Charities include alerted they must be correctly underfunded. Kate Paradine, head execution of female in jail, told the standard of financing now accessible for women offenders is miserable. Out of growth, the prospect will be loose to convert the present disgraceful answer to several of our largest disadvantaged and sensitive female and their families. We will be leftward in a break framework how fails victims and communities. * behalf has been modified.